Yo, this is Juwan and this is CYON, and this is an outlet for entrepreneurs to tell your story, to get in the know, to relieve your stress, to create your own narrative. Yo, it's Create Your Own Narrative, man. CYON here with a special edition, checking in at the SOS Band practice. What to do, AB? How you doing, bro? How you doing?
We out here live in effect, man. Sounds of success.
Yes, sir.
Sounds of success for me.
So I want to just know a little bit about how you heard about Sound of Success and what made you become on board.
Man, I've seen Sound of Success Community Marching Band on many occasions. They so active in the community, and so am I. I was serving in the community doing a political campaign actually, and we had a lot of fundraisers and events like that. So I seen SOS, and I already knew Mr. Miller through mutual friends, as well as my little brother who was in the band at Suncoast at FAMU as well, where Mr. Miller went. So I met Mr. Miller through the community engagement scene.
So what's that clap go? Right. Because every detail what? Come out and do that. Clap, boom. Take it back. Take it back. Third row possession, back up.
We're here with the founder of SOS Band, Antoine. Antoine, how you doing, man?
Oh, man, all is well. How about yourself, my brother?
Good, bro. Appreciate you.
Blessing to be here, man.
Yeah, appreciate you for always letting us come out for these last 2 weeks and enjoy all the practices and even the trip.
I thank y'all for coming, man. Y'all presence most definitely is known, and you know the kids loving y'all. You know, I'm loving what y'all doing with the program, so I'm looking forward to the future. See what the future gonna hold.
That's what's up, man. So I got a couple questions for you, so you know we can lace everybody up on the SOS Band.
Let's get it.
I just want to know what made you start the SOS Band.
What made me start the SOS Band, I was teaching with the public, and I was director for the public school system, and I was at this one particular school where I wanted to take the band to FAMU homecoming, and the district denied the trip. So I became very upset with it, and then I realized that I could do band on my own. So at that time, the following year, I had became a dean at the school called the Eagle Arts Academy, and I would use all of my time in my office just building my business plan and my proposal for SOS. And then once I got it up and running, I started going to meet with different investors within the school district and different people who I knew would kick the program off, and it pretty much started from there. Our official start date was February 5th of 2018.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
And like you told me before, this is the first year with kids, right?
This is the first year that we converted over to the youth. Yeah, SOS was started originally with adults. When we first started, we had 33 grown people.
This was our first president, guys. First president and vice president. Listen up.
Ladies, gentlemen, young men and ladies,
Everyone listen up.
I salute you, and I hope you keep up the hard work. It's a beautiful thing going over to the United Kingdom. I was stationed there for several years myself, and it should be beautiful, beautiful.
And it was a blessing, but it was also challenging. You can't tell grown people what to do. So that was some of the conflicts that I had. But because we're more, affiliated with the school district of Palm Beach County, and because I'm also with the youth services and things of that nature, I decided to just move forward with the kids. And to me, it was a bigger blessing because I love to get, my biggest joy is getting my kids into college. So converting over to the kids, I also had to realize that us as adults, we already had opportunities to do whatever we needed to do in school. It is mainly about the youth now because they are, the future.
Exactly.
So,
that's what's up.
Yeah.
That's really what's up. So I know I've seen a lot around here. I mean, these kids are amazing.
Mr. Miller, he decided, I asked him what should I play, and he said that I recommend the saxophone because I didn't know, but he told me that he used to play, and I just tried it because it's a very unusual instrument.
Outside of music, the SOS Marching Band just taught me how to be a leader, taught me how to be more confident and to work hard, whatever I want to do.
I know what they have done for each one of us personally. For you personally, what's one of your biggest accomplishments for the year for the band full? Like as a full band, what's one of your biggest accomplishments you think you guys have achieved together?
Well, we actually achieved quite a few. Our biggest biggest one, of course, would be getting invited to London for London's Band Week of June 23. But this year we also performed for Will Smith. We did Bel Air, and whenever you hear the band in the background, that's us. We did from the Super Bowl, and moving forward, we also did a pre-performance for Lil Boosie and Webby when they came down here to Riviera Beach. So this year was the first year that I performed for the Classics as a band director. So actually this year was the year of great achievements. This year I believe that we reached the heights, and this was the most traveling band, not just in Palm Beach County, but out of all of my 10 years of teaching, I have never traveled as much as I did this year with SOS. Yes. So this was the year I believe that brought amongst many blessings.
And I got to commend you because you're giving the opportunity for a lot of kids just to make it right out of West Palm Beach.
Oh yeah.
And for seeing things they probably never would be able to see without this opportunity. So
that's right. Even myself, if I didn't get invited to London, I most definitely would, not be going. I have never flown in my life, so even flying to London is going to be my first time flying. Going to be 9 hours over water, and I'm going to probably aggravate God. Then come and pray the whole time.
That's real. So how did the London trip come along? How did that pop up?
Well, when I first received the email, I thought it was a scam, so I didn't even respond back to it. It took me maybe like 2 weeks. It was actually when I got the second email, when the guy whose name is Joe, he was like, so you don't want to perform in London? So once I read that email, we scheduled a Zoom, and once we did the Zoom, I saw that it was a real thing. I met with all of their officials and all of the head people, and then from there it was just all taking off. I asked the guy how did he find us, and he said that when they first put the event together for Your Majesty, he was brought on the task to find a worthy community marching band program. He said that when he did his research and he put in Google community marching band, we were the first program to pop up out of all the programs. So I was very happy to hear that Google have us first.
Yeah, Google. Shout out to Google, man.
Shout out to Google. Give us some money for London.
So let's get on that. In what ways can you say the community can help you guys with London? How can we come together and help the SOS program get these kids to London?
Well, there are many ways that I personally believe that the community can help us with London. For one, is recruitment. Because we were the first band invited from London, and I think as of right now, we're still the only band from America. I want to represent America very well, so we're looking to accept no less than 200 people for the upcoming year. So the number one way that the city can help us right now is getting the youth in the program, because this is going to be a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, not just for myself, but for the whole community of Riviera Beach,
Chris, what's your favorite thing that you enjoy about being part of SOS?
Showing my skill and travel.
What I enjoy most about being in a band is learning new types of music and different ways to play things.
I look at it in a different light because my band is in an all-black town, and we were invited to go perform for Your Majesty from an all-black town. So I just believe as though that it would be great to take as many youths who wouldn't have the opportunity to travel on a normal basis, so that would be one way. And then of course financially, we're looking for sponsors. So I'm challenging FP&L, Walmart, Pepsi, Coca-Cola, all of you guys who have to give money out a year, because I know your sources. I just challenge you guys to please donate to the community band. This trip is going to be $3,000 per person, per child. So, and we have less than a year to fundraise that much money per student. So the more funding, the more support we can get from our city, it can help. We don't want to leave any kids behind.
Got one question for you.
Okay.
Since you joined SOS Band, what changes have you seen?
I didn't like being around people, but now I do. I wanted to play the trumpet. I wanted to play a new instrument that I haven't learned playing yet. I used to dance during the summer, and I wanted to continue it.
In one word, what can you describe of the energy of the SOS Band?
The hype we have.
The hype, you like the hype? Think y'all be more lit than everybody else?
Yes.
So just speaking truth, we know our community, we know our environment, we know the population that lives in Riviera Beach and downtown. So, you know, we do have less fortunate families in the program. And I do know ahead of time that not every family is going to be able to afford $3,000. Most of the families have multiple kids in the program.
Exactly.
So, you know, that's like $10,000 for just, you know, one family. So that would be the main thing. So I would say financial support and then recruiting. And the reason why recruiting is so important because as a director, we understand that the more numbers in your program, the cheaper the trip is either way it go. You know, so that is how the whole city can help us out right now, actually.
So what we need the city to do, man, we need everybody to check in. We putting in together some sponsor events. We're going to do some fundraisers. We're going to do a lot of things to help these kids. That's what we made our job to do for CYON, is to help the SOS Band get to London. That's what we're working on. That's the wave. These kids are great. They're no joke. They're the truth. He's doing great. His directors, everybody, all your instructors. Tell them about a couple of your instructors.
Oh yeah, so myself, I marched at the Marching 100. I was drum major. Well, my whole band journey started off. I was in a band at Kennedy. I started playing percussion. I became the percussion section leader at Kennedy in my 7th grade year, and then I became the head drum major my 8th grade year. My 9th grade year for high school, I ended up going to Palm Beach Lakes. I played the saxophone for 1 year, then I became drum major my 10th grade year as well. I noticed that every band I'm in, and I only marched for 1 year as a regular member. Now I always became a leader after that 2nd year. But I have my assistant, Mr. Johnson. He marched in the same 3 schools. He marched at Kennedy, Lakes, Marching 100. We have Mr. Rob. He marched at Kennedy. He actually played football in high school, but he's a very good percussionist. We have Miss Gabrielle Dawson. She's a former student of mine at John F. Kennedy. I taught her for all 3 years, and just to have her back as a former student to come work with my kids, that's a beautiful thing. So that's the body of the staff that we have right now, you know, as well as the wonderful team that we're building with you guys as well.
Yeah.
You know,
the parents are awesome. Everybody awesome. The staff, they embraced us. We had a great trip in Atlanta, man. I just want you to tell them where they can follow you at. Tell them all the social media so they can look you up and we can get these things going to get these kids what they need.
For sure. So our contact information for one is 561-331-5038. That's 561-331-5038. You can also reach us on our website, which is www.soswarriors.com. That's www.soswarriors.com. And you can reach us on our Instagram, which is SOS_Marching Band, SOS_Marching Band, or our Facebook or Google, which is Sounds of Success Community Marching Band. You can check us out. We are the most televised marching band in Palm Beach County. We are the most traveling marching band in Palm Beach County. We have several news reports. If you type in SOS in Google, you can see all of our reports when we first started our first year up until now. So we're easy to locate. You know, we're held right here at the Riviera Beach Preparatory Academy, which is where we have our rehearsals, right behind the Wawa off of Blue Heron. And you may see us throughout the city. We also have access to perform at any spot within the city of Riviera Beach. We are partnered with the city, so you may see us sometimes at Wells. You may see us at Tate's. You know, it all depends on our mood.
It's going to be a good journey. It's going to be a good journey for the SOS Band, man. We're just proud to be a part of it. Thank you, bro. Appreciate it.
That's right. Be sure to join SOS Music, the people's choice.
TR.